Hey knitters, it's Monday and I've got stuff on my head. Had stuff on my head. Alright, so in her video last week, Danny asked me about my favorite stuffed animal as a child, and I don't know, I'm sure I still have it, but like we moved a couple times since I've had it, so it's probably lost somewhere. But I used to have this little white bear, and it was like my favorite bear, you know, I was all attached to it. And one time I left it at daycare, this daycare that my mom left me at, or it was like a Mother's Day out kind of thing. But I left it there, and I started freaking out, and so we found out that some little kid had picked it up, like littler than I was, stroller type, picked it up, and he was like loving it and whatnot, and then we got it back, and it smelled like little kid slobber, and it was disgusting. So I'm pretty sure after that I wasn't as attached to it, but yeah, that's my stuffed animal story. I actually got challenged twice this week, or Kayla's was a question actually, but Kayla asked me what books I've been reading, and it's funny you should ask because I was just about to make a video on my regular channel about this, because I'm doing the 50 books challenge this year, where you try to read 50 books in 1 year. So like I said, there's going to be a video on my channel about that, but in the meantime, if this goes up before that video, the book that I just finished reading is called Leap Day by Wendy, and I read another book by her called A Mango-Shaped Space, which I really liked, and I will put in the sidebar in case you don't remember. So I had pretty high expectations for this one, and it was alright. I wasn't like completely thrilled with it. Like, it was entertaining and it was quick, but the characters were kind of shallow. But I liked, she gave insight from a lot of different characters. Like, that's the thing, is you see into the minds of all the people around the main character, which was really cool. And so it was a good read, but it wasn't like my favorite book of all time or anything. So yeah. My knitting this week, I told you guys that I started this hat last week. I don't want to put it on my head because it's really small so far, and it's like may fall off the needles, which would suck. But it's an orange hat, like I said. But the cool part about it is it has this brim, and basically it's all in seed stitch, and then it comes together right here, and so it has this little flap, and you're supposed to put a button there, so it's like a giant button. It's on my Ravelry page if you want to see the original picture or anything. But the thing is, I have a bunch of different button choices to put there, and I want your guys' input. So, you, the knitters, and you, the subscribers, get to help me choose which button I'm going to use. This is actually just advice. I'll probably just end up picking whatever I want, but your input is important to me, so here are the buttons that I can use. The first one is basically just like the one recommended in the pattern. Let's see. It's giant, and it's wooden, like it's like bigger than my eyeball. But this is basically like it was in the pattern, like I said, and it would look like this on the hat. Generally, that's not a very good picture of that, so I'm not going to do that for the rest of the buttons, but that's option number one, giant wooden button. And then option number two is this really cool button that I bought at the Renaissance Fair last summer. You can't really tell, but it has like, it's made out of clay, and it has these little stamps on it that are like Celtic or Celtic little, what do you call them, designs, I guess. And it's really cool, but it's a little smaller than the first button, so as you can tell, first button, second button. So that's option number two. Option number three is kind of, I'm feeling off the wall today, and maybe it might work. But I got these buttons. They look like limes. I don't know if you can tell. There, that's pretty. They look like limes, and I practically got them for free at this yarn store that we went to. I did get them for free, but I bought some yarn, so they were on clearance, and they're really cute, and they're green, and so they would be like, woo, Jenny's perky and feels like being colorful today. And I would just put two of them on because they're so small, so it would be like one on top of the other, you know. So that's option number three. So in recap, you've got wood button, clay button, and lime buttons. That was not effective. So just let me know in the comments what you think would be the best choice. and I will take that advice to heart as I'm completing the hat, which might not happen for a while because it's taking me forever, but just let me know. My dice challenge is also going to be a question this week, or is going to be a question like his was last week. My die question this week is, if you could marry, we're getting into girl talk, I love it. If you could marry any character from a TV show, a movie, a book series, or any fictional type character, who would it be and why?
5, 4,
3, that's Kayla. I'm very excited to hear your answer. I'm sure it will be very insightful, so yay. I think that's pretty much all I have to say this week. For the last, 8,000 weeks, I haven't had anything interesting to say. I'm very sorry. But my life is just crazy busy. I've been up to a lot. I've been working at the independent bookstore, and I'm actually getting paid there now, which is pretty awesome. But besides that, I just do school. School and violin. It's my life. Yeah, so sorry I'm boring and whatnot, but I hope everyone has a fabulous week. And Danny, I will see you tomorrow. Bye!